Good morning. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. I had a pretty good week. We're going to talk about my results for the third week of tracking. What was the results? How do I feel? And how did I do doing the Lanish diet this week? We're going to get into all that. Today it's Saturday, and I am trying to record for you guys what I'm going to be making for Christmas today. It's my first time trying it. I have no clue how it's going to turn out. I'm just going to make some brisket smash burgers. I have tried making brisket in the oven and in the crock pot and low temperature for long times, and it just comes out tough. I can't get it right. So I was learning that you can make some brisket burgers, but even if you don't have a meat grinder, which I don't have. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. This may be a big flop for all I know. But anyways, this is what we're going to do. Hopefully it works out. I went to the store and I got a couple of packages of some pre-cut brisket so that the chunks will fit my meat grinder as well, or blender, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, unfortunately, they already trimmed the fat on these packages, so I couldn't find any that wasn't trimmed. I'll be attempting to put some frozen butter in there to try to up the fat content, though. And then we're going to smash them on the grill and see how it turns out, which this also means that I will be having some cheese today. Guys, I am proud of myself. If anything, I am proud of myself that I have really limited myself on cheese. So I am gonna have some today, obviously, but I definitely am not eating the cheese like I used to. So I'm really proud of myself for that. All right. Well, I'm gonna take y'all to my kitchen. Now I live in a really huge house, so it's gonna take a minute to get there. So y'all just hang on tight. And we're here. Okay, here you can see in the bowl that I've already got a little bit of the brisket blended up, and it seems to be working. So what I needed to do is just put a little bit at a time in the blender, because if I put too much, it would get stuck on the blade and the blade wouldn't turn, and it just wasn't working. I was also worried I was going to ruin the motor in it. But if I do it like in a pulse kind of way, where I just turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, it works. And then just, of course, a little at a time. It did seem to work. You can see, like, I'm testing it here where it's working. There are pieces that are still strung out, so some pieces had to do more than others. But I'm very pleased with how it works. I don't have to have that. I call it the meat grinder, where it just kind of pushes out a tube. But anyway, so if you don't have that and you have a blender like that, like I have here, and you're interested in doing this, it does work. It's a little bit of a process, but it does work. As you can see, and I kept it muted so y'all wouldn't have to hear the blender this loud, and I figured y'all would appreciate that. All right. I got all the brisket ground up, I guess you could call it. As you can see here in this bowl. I didn't realize I'd get that much meat. I'm going to be making quite a few burgers out of this today, I guess. All right. Okay. I tried putting the butter in when I was blending it up. It didn't seem to blend up very well, so I just thought I'd put it in here, and we'll just kind of mash it together in there as I form the meatballs out of here. I say meatballs, whatever you want to call it. And so let me just do that. And then I'm going to also put in some, well, I need a towel. Hold on. All right. And then I'm going to put some Redmond's hickory smoked salt in there. So to give it some seasoning, just going to kind of do this very generously, and we're going to, oh, I hate this part. Absolutely do not like getting my hand in meat. I'm sure. Never been much of a girly girl, but this is one thing. As a tomboy, I just do not like to get my hand dirty. But I'll live. Maybe. Weird with chunks of butter in it, but we'll be okay. And then I'm gonna put just a little bit more salt in here, because I like some salt. Alright. I'm just gonna guesstimate on how big the patties need to be. I'm going to leave them in a ball form because I'm going to smash them on the grill. That's my understanding of how I need to be doing that. So I'm trying to make them the same size. like I'm getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger as I go, so let's calm down on that a little bit. All right, well, I'm going to continue making these, and I will see you outside. I'm out here grilling some hamburger meat for the next week. Last week I told you I was going to do the line-ish diet. I failed on that because I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was going to be. I did some New York strips and then realized I had to put butter on them because I didn't have the high fat ratio that I was looking for. And then I realized that Chris and I plan on doing some brisket smash burgers later today, which means I'm going to have cheese on it. And I thought, well, heck, I'll just do the line-ish diet next week. So these burgers right here, you should see, I am grilling for next week. These are all just ground beef burgers, £1/2 each. And this is what I'll be eating on next week. All right, guys, now look, there's not too many dull moments around me. And you're about to see why I always tell y'all I can't cook. Because this kind of stuff that happens with me all the time. Oh, Lord. Look, you can see the black on the tinfoil. And yes, I know tinfoil is not supposed to be good for you to cook on, but that's all I have right now. I need a grill mat. But anyways, I did have a bit of a grease fire, if you will, when I was doing the hamburger patties previously. And that happens. You know, you just put the lid down, it takes the fire out, and you don't burn your patties. Everything's all well. So as I go to put the briskets on, you can see as I'm doing this, I'm using parchment paper as something between the patty and the presser. That way the meat don't stick to the presser and I don't have a hard time, you know, with that. All is good and well, right? Okay, sure. Well, as you can see, I'm starting to press and it's not doing as well as I thought it would. Of course, this is my first time. Keep in mind, this is my first time doing any kind of burger smash. So I have no idea about how much pressing I will need to do or anything like that. You can see the grease that is just sitting on the tinfoil. Now, I don't think nothing of this, right? Until you start to see me go to the other side to put the brisket patties on. And I go to press down. And when I press down on it, the grease shifts and falls into the charcoal. The fire comes up, catches my parchment paper on fire. Help me out here. All right, so I haven't decided if I'm going to play the other clip or not yet, but then you've seen that smashing the burgers on the griddle was a fail. Well, I should leave that to people that are used to doing this and not first timers. Anyways, the brisket burgers are still grilling, and I want to talk to you while it's grilling about my tech top that I've got to make America healthy again. I got this from gracecalories.com. If you're interested in it, you know, I might be struggling right now with a weight loss stall, and nobody else's fault but my own in terms of my, you know, ruining my metabolism. I guess potentially, I'm assuming that's what's happened. But otherwise, I'm very happy and pleased with the carnivore lifestyle. Losing weight is great, but I can't say enough that, you know, I'm no longer in diabetic and no longer fatty liver and no longer kidney disease. So even if I never lose another pound, I'm healthier than what I was 2 years ago, and I'm going to keep going. All right, guys, let's see how these turned out. All right, so the brisket patties are right here. This is what they look like. I didn't want to try to eat them on camera, but they came out super good. So much I will be doing this again, even though it's a bit of a process. It's really not that bad, but you know, it's me. I'd rather just get something cooked and not have to sit there and grind it up first. But that should tell you that I liked them enough that I'm willing to do this again. There was a couple of pieces that was a little tough, and I think that was because there was some that was not truly grinded up all the way. And so it's definitely important to make sure you get the grinding all the way up, but otherwise it was super good. Guys, the entire time I was out there, I wanted to record everything out there by the grill instead of here in the chair, but my neighbor came out there as soon as he heard me pull up my grill. He came out there and hung out there, right, and I kept him off camera. I didn't want to put him in the camera at all. So you never see him in the video, but he's right outside the screen the entire time. And now I don't want to paint him in a bad light. He's a really friendly guy. Okay, he don't mean anything by it, but I think he just kind of misses the social cues. someone's trying to record, obviously they're recording a video for some reason or another. You may not want to just be hanging out there. You might want to give them their space and their privacy there. But it's all right. He's a sweet guy, but it made it awkward for me. And I just kind of sped through what I wanted to say. And I didn't actually end up saying everything I wanted to. So that's the reason for this section. Well, guys, I apologize. I did not do the Lionish diet like I said I was going to do. Again, it wasn't because I just didn't do it. I just realized I was not prepared like I thought I was. I am prepared this week. I will give it a true, honest try and see how it goes. What my plans are is, look, I need to trust the process on this. I got on the scale this morning and it was 182. Now that's still within a 5-pound fluctuation, which is what I've seen myself do over the past year. So it's not that I'm still in my normal body fluctuation that I'm used to seeing, but I can't say that's fluctuation. I have no idea. It might be a true weight gain. I did go into this expecting to gain some, so I've been pleasantly surprised up to this point that I haven't, but I am a little down that I saw 182. I haven't seen 182 in a while. So this may be a true gain. I don't know. But having said that, I need to trust the process. It's just like what I tell people when they're trying to reverse their diabetes. You got to trust the process. It can take a while. You don't compare your journey with somebody else. You didn't become diabetic overnight. You're not going to reverse your diabetes overnight. It trust the process. There's going to be some days that it's going to seem like it's not working at all, but you got to keep going and it will get there. And so in the same way, I need to trust this. And so I Googled a realistic expectation on how long should I, give this, because I don't really know. And I got 2 different results. One said 4 to 6 months, which is really not what I was wanting to hear. And another one said it can take 4 to 10 weeks, both of which is longer than what I've given it so far, because this is the end of my 3rd week. Okay. And that's fine. So what I'm going to do though is, instead of updating next week on my tracking and weighing, I'm going to pause the series, so to speak, as far as updating. I'm still going to stick to it. I'm still going to track and make sure my macros and my calories are up. But as far as updating weekly, I'm going to stop doing that. And I'm going to wait a few weeks because I'm starting to feel the stress from this. It's stressing me out because I really want to start losing weight. And then, as every Monday that I get on the scale, nope, no weight loss, nope, no weight loss. And then today, I don't know if it's even a true gain. And then there's that stress that comes from I'm recording this and showing you guys. And because I'm recording this and showing you guys, I feel pressured that I have to lose weight. And that adds a little stress to it. And it's not you guys, it's me, it's my mentality. Okay. So it's something I have to work on for myself, because all I'm doing is sharing my journey. It's not like y'all are paying me to lose weight, So I don't know why I feel like that, but I do. I feel like I'm failing you guys for some weird reason. But so I know when you get stressed, your cortisol goes up, and then you're supposed to have a hard time losing weight with that too. So I'm like, oh Lord, don't add to this. Don't add to your trouble system. So I'm gonna give it a few weeks. I'm not gonna weigh myself again for a few weeks, and we're gonna then see where we're at. 'Cause in a few weeks, that will put me at about a month and a half. So 8 weeks of or excuse me, 6 weeks. I was like, wait a minute, that was bad math there. 6 weeks of doing this, and we'll see what happens there. Hopefully I won't be 190. Oh, anyways, that's what we're gonna do. Well, my friends, I've enjoyed doing this. I wish I could have got all my video correct out there at the grill, but I felt too awkward doing that. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.